body's on fire. Show me how to control it. Then go hit your spliff and get higher. Girl, I love how you roll it. I put my hand there. Hold it, I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you.
2,
I'ma be right by you.
1.
I'ma be right by you. Lighters up, one time lighters up. Pulled up in the party when you saw me, I was lighting up my J. So go ahead and brighten up my day. Lighters in the air when you're lighting up the rave and it's feeling.
Hello and welcome to Series 2, Episode 1 of Treadmill Talks.
Never had a brother give you everything and more, so I take a little piece and then the rest of it is yours, me and more. You don't dare when I don't tell you, but can you taste and I play?
Hello and welcome to Series 2, Episode 1 of Treadmill Talks. And we're now live on the YouTube. So we're here with Matt and we're back after the Christmas break, so we're just going to do an introduction episode to Series 2 and see how you guys have been.
Welcome back everyone, Season 2. How was your Christmas?
Good. Still good.
Yeah, very good by the looks of things.
Oh, it was great. It was epic. It was the 3-day plan that I mentioned in the last series that I normally keep to, didn't really stay. Well, actually, to be fair, I did get ill as well, so that didn't help. So that put me out of the gym for about a week. So the Christmas regime continued, but nevertheless, it gives me something to work on for the year.
Absolutely,
many people have now probably got to work on as well. What about you?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, a couple of days with the family, and I was more disciplined this year than the previous. I managed to pretty much rein things in after Boxing Day, where normally I go for a good week to 10 days.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
got a message for you. Was it Boxing Day?
Yeah, Boxing Day I went out for a walk to clear the head.
Yeah.
Made sure that all of the non-nutritional goods weren't
Flushed out.
weren't being transported with me to where I was going. And yeah, it was good. And here we are, 2020. It's back with Series 2.
Big year. I remember. So I got a text from Matt. I think it was Boxing Day. And I don't think I've received such a motivational text in my life. You were so egged up for. You were like, I'm done.
What did I say?
It was something like, I'm done with Christmas. I'm done with the festivity. It's like I'm back on it already. I'm all over it. And I'm sat there still, like wading through mince pies, thinking, oh.
Yeah, I didn't really want to write the Christmas
Didn't
period off.
to be fair though.
Yeah, did it? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I felt like I had good momentum before Christmas, and I just know that it can really. I can be very all or nothing. If I'm not careful, 2 days can turn into 20 and just blinks and it just goes by. We said this on, I think it was one of the episodes of the last series. I was just conscious of that. So let's give the audience a little bit of a taster of what we got coming up for.
So lots more special guests are coming up for Series 2. We've got quite a few books already, some interesting topics from mental health to bodybuilding to experts in other areas, and it's going to be really interesting trying to give you guys some content around, we're looking more specific topics. We want to really dive into specific topics to make sure we're giving you the detail and the content that is useful to you and actually helps you achieve your goals.
Pain relief expert going to be coming on, competitive strongman. So yeah, the more niche the topics, the more we can explore different areas. So hopefully pique people's interest in different ways and see what you can take out of that into some principles for success for your training for the year 2020.
It's a big year, setting goals and targets. Everyone's just done that now. I myself, was it last year, the year before, obviously I set the target to get down to 80 kilos.
Yeah.
I now need to get back down to 8 kilos again after the mince pie session. But I'm interested to find out, and maybe this can be our question at the end for the listeners and viewers now, as to what targets are for the big year coming. I'll be interested to see if they've shifted from, say, people's last year's sort of common themes of weight loss, things like that, whether or not there's people out there that want weight gain or just to maintain.
Yeah.
Or, I think there's definitely been a shift as well, and without digressing too much, I think there's definitely been a shift in a numbers game. I think it's more definitely a aesthetics in terms of rather than I want to be a certain weight, a lot of people are, I just want to be happier when I look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah. Some people really don't like the specific metrics and find that kind of bogs them down and almost doesn't serve them positively. I know you do really need a measurable for and some specifics for a goal to be credible, but yeah, some people just like the idea of like feeling more energized, feeling a little bit more content about the way they look and feel, and that's cool. I think it'd be interesting to hear from people as to whether they actually think resolutions are relevant, in a sense that I know I spoke to some people before who almost think that they're reluctant to make them because they're only making them because they feel obliged to for the new year, and therefore they feel like they lack credibility in the thing that they're doing this time of year, so they almost don't make them. But it is a good time over the Christmas period and New Year to reflect, think about the previous year, think about the upcoming year, and think about where you want to go. Because as we said so many times before, the time just does sort of drift by, and if you don't kind of take a stop and catch yourself, then you'll be 2021.
What would you say your 3 targets are this year for yourself? In general, not necessarily fitness related, in general.
In general, I want to expand the fitness presence and try and grow my brand more so than where it currently is, so I can reach more people, both online and in person. Fitness wise, I want to try and drop at least 1% body fat by the Easter period, which I think is slightly later this year. I think it's April.
That's the next big real danger zone, isn't it, with all the chocolate as well.
The mini eggs are already out there.
I get it. If you're just FYI, if you're carrying Christmas weight still, I get it. I really do get it. Like, I'm carrying a bit too much too, but we'll get there.
The winter time it's almost like survival, isn't it? It's kind of just not trying to regress too far, realising that if you can double down on some habits now through the winter, when it starts getting a bit lighter in the morning and the evening, a bit more energy, a bit more vitamin D from the sunlight, if you can do it in the winter time, you should be able to do it more easily excuse me, in the spring, summertime. So if you can build up some habits now, that's what really gives you the momentum.
It's fighting against that natural like hibernation mode, isn't it, that the body wants to go into. That's what I know we don't, but it's almost that like, you want to get hairier to keep warmer, you want to wrap up cozy, you want to eat more to sustain for the and like we've discussed on last episodes in series 1, it's I think it's all too easy to fall into that, like you've said recently, and it really was really powerful, that your body and your mind have got no interest in changing. Like, you've really got to push through yourself to actually make sure it happens, and that was really good.
Yeah, I think, like from an evolutionary perspective, in the winter time we do want to carry more surplus calories, because from the days where food was scarce and we don't have access to as much, I think more so societally now you're less body conscious in the winter time. You're less likely to be booking a holiday where you're going out and showing as much skin and shape off. So it's easy to just go with...
There's less pressure, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy to slump into...
it's so easy just to slump into high carbohydrate, high fat food choices, takeaways, ease, it's cold, it's wet, not thinking about planning, not thinking about preparing. But winter almost can be 40% of the year with the kind of climate that we get. What about yourself, goals-wise?
Well, first and foremost is I want to help encourage and inspire as many people as I can to take the leap and actually start and understand fitness, and that it doesn't need to be... So the biggest thing is I've beat at the drum about before is that it was always made to be, like you said earlier, numbers and technical terms and metrics, and I just want people to understand it doesn't need to be about that. If you're that way inclined, then great. If not, then it can be very simple as changing the way you get to work, taking the stairs, not the lift, things very basic. And I just want to inspire people to take those small steps and small changes. That's number one for me. Number two is to grow my brand as well, the JDF. And then number three would be, personally, I just want to get to a physique that I'm happy with and maintain that by the end of the year.
Okay.
By the end of the year, I want to get to a really good physique that I can then maintain every year, all year round.
hopefully this is the year. I think there's always different industry trends and different things, and I hope that 2020 is really kind of the year where the gym almost gets a little bit, soft is probably the wrong word, but a bit more approachable for some people. Because I know we said this a lot about a lot of people being intimidated by the gym.
Yeah, we did a whole episode on it.
Yeah, and that's still huge. I'm still speaking to people daily that are thinking in that headspace, and I think this is the time now where people are really, January particular, post-Christmas period, people are looking for the...
Kind of sets it up for the whole year, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The whole ethos of the gym for like 2020 is being set now, because if you go to the gym now, there's the whole new year, new me, wanting to make a change, things like that, and you get fobbed off, or you find someone smashing the weights down next to you, or is really arrogant, ignorant, etc. You're kind of put off by it, and I get that. But that then sets the trend and the tone, doesn't it, for the rest of the year? That's
at the same time, I think if you can nail it down in January when it is maybe a little bit more congested on the gym floor, and then
for sure.
start to,
for sure.
you know, then and form the habit to the point where you really enjoy it and can reach the consistency with it, then you will be able to go when it's not so busy, shall we say.
Because it gets a lot easier, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Because January is always a boom time. I think it would be naive to say that it will stay, the inevitable peak for the next 4 to 6 weeks will stay for the whole year. The industry, I genuinely hope it does, but the industry trend would suggest that there probably will be that tail down, as there so often is. But yeah, I think if people can collectively can start to see the gym as a less intimidating place, whatever that looks like, whether it's because more gyms are opening, whether it's because there's more resources out there, whether it's because just some of the content is resonating with people that is aimed at, you know, that everyone is welcome, and that it is more of a community feel rather than almost like an us versus them type environment that some people think it is. Like there's your hardcore gym goers that know exactly what they're doing, and then there's me, the newbie, that's just trying to start but feels alien and strange and unwelcome. You know, even to break that line down a few percent would be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the gym now is so much more popular than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Oh yeah, it's almost we've said this before as well, that it's almost a when you meet someone for the first time, if you're having a chat with them and you sort of say to them, do you go to the gym, that sort of thing, if they say no, it's almost a wall. Yeah. What? You don't train? Like,
yeah.
Even if in the small sense of like you just go on the treadmill or the cross trainer, or you just do a class every now and then, to your other end of, I'm in the gym every day grafting, I've got a program, like I'm bodybuilding, like it's almost bizarre if you don't go now. It's like,
or you at least do something at home, or you thought about some form, some form of front room type sustainable program that you can do on your own. I think people, because the gym is still a relatively new concept if you think about it. Really, it wasn't. It's only a generational thing. It was more 60s to 70s that Arnold Schwarzenegger really made it quite famous in America, and then it came off the back of that. Yeah, made it cool, and then leading into sort of the 80s, 90s. You know, here we are. Obviously, even then, 2000 seems like a long time ago, but it's still it's still a this generation. It's still a this generation thing. So it's massively exciting for the new year.
Now that we're on the YouTube, for those of you that didn't listen to Series 1, what was your favourite part? Well, I'll start first to give you a bit of thinking time if you like.
Go on.
I want to know, favourite part of Series 1?
Do you want to go first, or should I?
I'll go first. I'm probably going to steal yours as well, I think.
Oh, I hope you don't. Go on.
So, I'm going to go with episode with Deborah.
Damn it.
Okay, so I enjoyed that episode because, one, it was very technical, there was good debate, and I actually learned a lot. Yeah. Deborah's really interesting. She knows a lot as well. And I think credit to Deborah, we'll definitely get her back on the show. 100%. She's definitely really good guest to have. She's very knowledgeable. So if you haven't already as well, we did post about this on our Instagram with Deborah, and her Instagram is on there. So make sure you check her out, give her a follow. She's really, really good. Yeah,
that would have been up there for me, I think. I enjoyed the Christmas special.
Christmas special was funny, yeah. That was good.
I think it was good to hear from
the Mini X.
mini eggs and snowballs was a good off-camera.
On a side note, I had a message from someone, must have been about a week after the Christmas episode. I don't think I've told you this yet. I had a message from someone about a week after the Christmas episode saying, if I hear anything else about mini eggs or discounted snowballs, I'm going to throw my phone across the room. They were sick of it, but I loved it. I loved it, they hated it, but it obviously stuck. So.
Yeah, it's that has been an ongoing reference that you've been trying to make since
I just keep plugging it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll find out what series.
You've got to be a real
Treadmill
Treadmill Talks fan to kind of pick up on the subtleties that run throughout the series. He's obviously listened to every episode, or she.
Yeah, but I think we'll can it for this series.
Yeah, we'll
find a new thing.
We'll find something else.
There'll be something else, and see if by the end of this series you can pick up what it is.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the Christmas special. I think it was good to hear from. What always fascinates me is people that have had a tougher time with starting the gym. Like, it's not just been effortlessly, like they were born to do it. They had to, really sort of push through exercise and willpower to get it going, form the habit, be consistent, all the stuff that's very, very difficult to do, and have done that and yielded a real strong result. And nice to hear case studies of that. One, because I think it's incredibly motivating and inspiring to third parties, but two, everyone's different case by case basis, but I think you can always learn from someone that's done that, because it is sadly quite rare for someone to go from a start A point to quite literally transform themselves physically. And then if you do it physically, you'll do it mentally as a byproduct of that as well. So, and we had some great guests on. It was
like Emmy's story was really good.
Yeah, all of them, but in particular. So enjoyed that. So hopefully more fun and informative moments to come from series 2. We just wanted to do a little video today to acknowledge our participation now live on YouTube. And to give you a little taste of what's to come over the next couple of months for Series 2.
So yeah, still every Friday episode's going to be released.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. and the episodes will be released on Spotify, iTunes and YouTube.
Well, we'll see you soon.